Hello there, I'm Tabletop Toby. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Alice's Garden. This is designed by Ikhwan Kwon. I have not played any of Ikhwan Kwon's games before, so this will be a new adventure for me. I was really excited about this one. I love Polyomino puzzles and kind of putting that together. I think it's because I played a lot of Tetris when I was a kid, so there's definitely a nostalgia factor there. And from what I understand, it's a more accessible game, so although I am looking forward to Planet Unknown when I can finally play that, all of my friends and family aren't necessarily into that level of intensity. So this maybe is a more approachable way to kind of pull people in. So let's see what's in there. I don't know what it is about unboxings for myself personally. I love watching them when I'm interested in a game because you kind of want to know what the game looks like, what the components are. Sometimes that is kind of a make or break it to me in terms of whether something speaks to me or not. So hopefully this one works out. I do think the cover is gorgeous. Lots of greenery, plays into the garden. You see Alice there. I think that's pretty cool. And there's little hidden teacups and such, watches, the Cheshire cat thrown in. It's really, really fun. So the instruction manual, we'll take a look at that. Oh, these are kind of nice. Nice little velvety bags with each of the shapes available. I think you get to have some selection in what you get to place and what you choose. Looks like a Scorepad. We'll take a closer look at all these here. This is the Mad Hatter's hat. And then we have the 4 playing boards. They're double-sided. I think there's a more complex version and a more simple version. It looks like it has all of the goals listed on here. And then the punch outs. So these are all the polyomino pieces that we get to punch out. And that's it. Fairly straightforward game. So let's just take a little bit of a closer look at these. We'll first start out with the manual. It has the same beautiful art that's on the box. The manual is fairly brief. It's a straightforward game, so, I say keep it simple. It just walks through the setup, how the rounds work, the scoring conditions. There are solo rules in here as well, which I like. I like when a game has a solo component designed into it. It definitely makes me more likely to get a game because, I want to play games more than other people. And so often I'll play a game solo. So it makes it more attractive to me, personally at least. And there is a nice little summary of round on the back that you can refer to as you're playing the game and getting started. Next, we'll take a look at the player boards. All 4 player boards are the same. They're double-sided. One side has a more straightforward pattern. The other has a more scattered pattern. All of the scoring conditions are at the bottom of both to make it really great to pull new players in easily. Seems like a decent thickness to the cardboard. A matte finish on there. We have the Mad Hatter's hat, which is the first player marker. This rotates through the players to kind of even things out. So not the same player as the first player each round. Next we have the heart of the game, the polyomino pieces. There's 6 different shapes. The 5 pieces mirror the traditional Tetris shapes. Line, and you'll see the roses, the Queen's Guards, mushrooms. There's the square. See, there's also trees there. The L shape. This has some fancy name for the shape. I don't recall offhand what it is. This guy. And then what's interesting is there's just these solo pieces that can kind of fill in the gaps. So I imagine those are very handy to complete lines. The cardboard quality, it's a little bit thinner than the player boards, but I think it's going to be fine. Punching them out, a few of them did hang on a little bit. You can see some of that at the edge there. So that, obviously makes you a little nervous when you're punching them out because you don't want to tear them. So just something to keep in mind. Finally, we have the bags for the tile pieces. This is the most pleasantly surprising component of the game. I did not expect to like these as much as I do. It's a nice velvety texture to them. They're printed on both sides with the shapes for all 6. And I just really like the feel of them. And they're plenty big when you put the pieces in there to be able to kind of shuffle around. Have all 6 of those. And then I will note that this one, on the one side, there's some color bleed or something going on there where it's not the pure white that's on all the others. I don't find it overly distracting, but just something to note. And last but not least, the scoring pad. Some icons on there. The scoring instructions are all on the player boards that we saw earlier. And that's it. That's my Alice's Garden unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please like and subscribe. Maybe someone you hate will be drawn to this video because you liked and subscribed, and they'll be tortured just as you were. So just think about that. Thank you for being here, and we'll be following up with how to play and do some solo playthroughs of this and see how that goes. And I'll get this out with some family and friends and be back with a review as soon as I can. So thank you, and just remember, the only rule is that there are no rules except in board games.